All right. Last but not least, the Columbian Exchange. Save the best for last. The Columbian Exchange changes the world forever. Once it starts, you cannot go back. And we will be referencing this in class. We'll do a couple of lessons dealing with the Columbian Exchange. But it is hard to overemphasize the impact of the Columbian Exchange. It is really, really, really important. So it's named after Christopher Columbus, not the country of Colombia, and it is the exchange of plants, food crops, animals, humans, and diseases. So plants, we have cash crops. So some of the cash crops, and you might want to write these things down, are sugar coming from the Americas sugar coming to the Americas, tobacco coming from the Americas, indigo being grown in the Americas, cotton being grown in the Americas, food crops like maize, potatoes, and manioc or cassava going from the Americas to Europe and Africa and China. Animals, domesticated animals like horses, pigs, cattle. Oh, being brought from Afro-Eurasia to the Americas. So this whole idea of, cattle in South America or Native Americans using horses, that's all after the Columbian Exchange. All after the Columbian Exchange, right? Tomato sauce in Europe after the Columbian Exchange, right? Pizza after the Columbian Exchange. Chocolate after the Columbian Exchange. Domesticated animals, also things that didn't mean to be exchanged, so accidental exchanges like mosquitoes, which there were no mosquitoes in the Americas before the Columbian Exchange. Rats, no rats in New York before the Columbian Exchange. Humans were exchanged. You had people who were traveling because they wanted to. You had people who were traveling because they had debts to pay, or they were indentured servants, and you had forced labor, you had chattel slavery, and you had diseases being exchanged: measles, influenza, and most importantly, smallpox. Smallpox kills 95% of native populations in Meso and South America. This is unprecedented, and there's never been an impact like this since either. The estimates right now are that it killed 100 million people, and those estimates are only going up. Only going up, because we're realizing that there were more and more people. Historians are realizing there's more and more people living in the Americas. So this was a short-term impact. Short-term, okay? Right away. Now, long-term, during this time period, the population actually rose. In the Americas, it rises probably because of all the increase in people that are settling there. But the long-term consequence is that the population rises from 425 to 9 million during this time period. And you have to thank for that these food crops that improve diets, like potatoes in Ireland. So here are the different things that move from place to place. So don't pay as much attention to this because this deals with the slave trade, and so we're going to go over that when we get to, I think it's chapter 25 in your book. But these products are moving from the Americas to Afro-Eurasia. These products are moving from Afro-Eurasia to the Americas. You can pause the video and take a look at that, investigate it further, look up stuff that you don't know. This references world population growth. So I'll leave you with this. Have a wonderful winter break, or whatever you're doing at this moment.